is what's up, everybody. Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 90, 10 away from 100. This is the Christian Barmore episode, the young phenom of the Patriots of Tuck Rule Takes. I am Mike Sullivan. We have
Not
Big
the
Al
young
here.
phenom.
Liam is here. I'm wearing my Blink-182 shirt. I'm feeling fucking
Oh,
good.
dude.
Went to
I'm
the
glad you brought
concert
it
on
up.
Monday.
How was it? Please.
Oh
Yeah,
my
how was
God.
the
So,
concert?
Paint me a word picture.
we will just kind of spend a little bit on that. There's not much Patriot stuff going on. We got a couple things, AFC, Hard Knocks, some shit. DeAndre Hopkins going to get brought up again. But first, saw Blink-182. First and foremost, got the date wrong when I told you guys. It was Monday. Yeah. It was not Tuesday. That snafu actually played part into why we are a little late this week, but I digress. I get there. Let me tell you, I've only been to 3 concerts in my life, and they are, without a doubt, the whitest concerts you could imagine. I've been to Macklemore. I've been to Sam Smith.
That's very white.
And now I've been to Blink-182.
Holy shit.
So,
that's like the trifecta.
Do you guys know what the next one might be? Fucking Jonas Brothers. So we are going to get a quad of the whites. But anyway, got to the Amalie Center Stadium, whatever the hell it is, in Tampa. I went with my buddy and his wife, my best man, his wife, and then obviously my wife. We got there. The range of people, just types of people, age ranges, there were everything from 11, 12-year-olds to what looked to be at least 40-year-olds. Different types of people in fishnets, people dressed like the nurse that was on the cover of one of their albums. People dressed like they were just like kind of coming out of work. And one thing I wanted to ask you guys, there are 2 attires at a concert that you can have. You can have the band tee of the band who is there, some sort of thing there. Or then there's people who are there just kind of a nice shirt, whatever, anything like that. I was seeing shirts of bands that weren't performing and that weren't even like the 2 bands that came out of Blink-182 when they kind of broke up. It was just like random ass band. Like I saw a Fall Out Boy one. I saw an Avenged Sevenfold. There was a Metallica one. There was actually an Austin 316 shirt, which those are everywhere. But what etiquette, concert etiquette, do you guys think that you got to be if you're going to wear a band tee, it has to be of the band that you're going to see? How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's the same category of people that wear like other teams' jerseys. Say the Cardinals are playing the Seahawks and there's a person in the stands wearing a St. Louis Rams jersey and stuff like that. People do it. I don't know why. I see it. I've seen it in Gillette. I've seen it in the Garden. I don't understand it. People roll with it. I can understand if people will wear like a Paul Pierce Kansas jersey in the Garden. I'll be like, all right, like it's college. Okay. I get what you're doing. Yeah, it's Paul Pierce. Loose association. That's the farthest I'll go where I understand it. But I think people, just feel the need to be different. People are fucking weird. They want to either show their team's pride or just be a wallflower, beat to their own drum, I guess.
Weird.
It's weird to me. Would never do it. Could never do it. It just seems insubordinate.
Yes.
Yeah, I would be the you have to wear a shirt of the performer that you're going to see perform. It's like going to a Celtics game. You wear a Celtics shirt, you go to a Patriots game, you're going to wear a Patriots jersey. Yeah. Like it would look weird if you're going to like a Taylor Swift concert, but then you have like Mariah Carey on your
very weird.
You're wearing a Metallica shirt. It's
right,
like
exactly.
Not even related.
Like,
we're like, all right, come on now.
Go like you said, like Mike said, go with one of the 2 like types. Either wear the band that you're going to see or the artist or whatever, or just dress casually, dress nice. Who cares?
Just dress nice. There was someone there that had a shirt. I forget like the exact details, but it said "I support live music," and that was it. There was no other logo. There was nothing. It reminded me of like that picture of Rob Lowe where he just had a hat that just had the NFL logo on it.
Oh,
and it was just like, I'm just here supporting the brand.
Loves
just
every
supporting.
It reminds me
everybody has fun.
It reminds me of, and Mike, I think you might get this, Liam. I don't know if you do because you're not a big baseball guy, but Zach Hampel, the dude that catches all the home runs, reminds me exactly of him. Just like wears an MLB hat and like just plain shirts. It's just like,
not
it's
really
so
a fan
weird.
of anything. It's just like, oh, who you here to see? Just the music. I'm just here for the sound. That's all. So
I just saw that Blink 182 was in town. I decided to go see him.
And I was like, I got to spend an outrageous amount of money on tickets. One dude, they were playing their last song. They ended with All the Small Things, and then Damn It. When Damn It was playing, some dude jumped on the stage. Dude got ragdolled by security.
Of course.
Band did not miss a beat. Like Tom was sitting there playing. He was in the middle of singing. He sang his part, kind of did a little walk around, and dude got ragdolled. And then I guess they were pulling people out of the crowd because they were getting like too rowdy up front, which like I get it's the end, you're going nuts. But yeah, awesome concert. Definitely one of my top 3 favorite concerts I've ever been to. Only been to 3.
You've only been to 3, so
I recommend.
I might be one-upping you with the whitest concert attendance, so I'm going to Nickelback next month. So
that's like, because you get that Nickelback is like a part of the Illuminati of like the white groups. Like they have a seat at the table.
Elite.
Like they are there. Damn. Shit.
Hated and white.
Fuck, I gotta
you gotta step that up.
A different one. But yeah, great. If you ever have a chance to go see Blink 182, I don't know how many times they're gonna tour again. Had to see it this time. They got back together. It's awesome. New album, I guess, is coming out in August. So I can't wait. The whole post. They're coming. I can't wait till they come. It's gonna be I fucking love them. It's awesome. But you know what I don't love, guys? Talking about motherfucking DeAndre Hopkins.
Great segue.
Every goddamn episode. But thank you. I do this professionally. But
here we are.
We're going to talk about it. There hasn't been much actual news. It's just kind of recycling stuff, something about the Bills maybe and what's going on. But Al,
yes,
you and Liam are betting men. I am not.
I retired.
Just out of not knowing.
Oh, you'll be back during football season. You'll be back.
No, well,
yes, you will.
My bookie texted me the other day. He's like, "Hey, I made a new site. Like, hop on." And I replied with, "No can do, Kiwasabi. There comes a day when every cowboy has to hang up the spurs, and my day has come." No shot.
You will be back by football season.
Yes,
you will.
It's a sad day. But Al.
So does that mean casino trips are no longer in the cards?
What am I, a boner? Obviously.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
He's back in. He's not going.
He's coming back.
Get out of there. But earlier in the day, Al, you said that you sent us something that Titans were the heavy favorites. Things I guess have changed since then. I'm not sure. The floor is yours, sir, and this will open up our long-awaited DeAndre Hopkins discussion. So
okay. So there was a report that came out. It was on Twitter, and it was from BR Betting. So I believe that's Bleacher Report. I think Bleacher Report had it, if I'm not mistaken. Mike, I think you can attest to that.
Yeah, they did. Sorry, my cat just fucked up the goddamn things. Keep talking. I swear to fucking God.
So, you ready for this? So earlier today, the odds for the 2 teams that are mainly in the DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes.
Yes.
The New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. And I'm going to throw the Kansas City Chiefs in there too, because the Chiefs are starting to pick up a little bit of steam. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Hear that too.
The Chiefs were at plus 800. The Patriots were at plus 425.
Nice. Oh, shit.
And the Tennessee Titans were at minus 300. So overwhelming favorites. However, there have been changes. So, and then this is all according to DraftKings Sportsbook, just to be clear.
Go to the draft book.
The Tennessee Titans, not even kidding you guys, 2 minutes ago, were at minus 180. So you got to bet $180 to win 100. The New England Patriots were at plus 165. And the Kansas City Chiefs were at plus 350. But there's more. It has changed again.
Tell me more, Billy Mays.
It has changed again. But wait, there's more. The Tennessee Titans, now, as it currently stands on DraftKings, minus 150. The New England Patriots, plus 150. And the Kansas City Chiefs, plus 300.
And this all changed today?
This all changed today. The Titans from 180 to 150 changed not even 2 minutes ago.
Listen, you guys know more about like what it possibly means when they change so much. Like I understand the odds and like what they mean,
of course,
on minus whatever, plus whatever. I understand that. Do you think that this is kind of like with the reporters where they're just trying to move some shit just to get some action on DeAndre Hopkins? Because nothing has come out about anything.
I could have swore I heard that he was in contact with the Chiefs, and I think that's what just shifted. It started from the back with the Chiefs being plus 800 because you have to bring them down. That adjusts everyone else's lines. Takes a little away from the Titans, a little away from the Patriots, and then it switched. I don't know why it would switch again 2 minutes later. Maybe they're just looking for a favorable betting line there.
It could be, but I think there's some merit to this because I hate to say this, and I know I said this a couple weeks ago, and you guys were like, oh, no, it's not going to happen. But I think this can truly happen. If Kansas City gets the extension done with Chris Jones and they open up the cap space, I think they can sign Hopkins, and I think they can make a push. And I think that it's going to be playing with Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be playing for a championship. It's going to be that he can get his money as well. Because look at the Buffalo thing that happened, right? We saw what happened with Buffalo. Buffalo supposedly is like, oh, yeah, we love DeAndre Hopkins, but he's got to play on a pay cut. And he's like, basically was like, bullshit. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Imagine taking a pay cut to live fucking Buffalo.
Exactly. But also, you're going to be playing in Kansas City, Missouri. But at the same time,
nicer weather. You're probably going to win a Super Bowl.
I mean,
you can beat the Bills when they're up 13 seconds. The advantages are
you just said it, but you just said it.
That's a plus
to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
That's the big thing here. And I don't care what you guys say because I really do believe, I know he took the visits and everything else, but I think deep down he wants to go to Kansas City. I think he wants to play with Patrick Mahomes, and I think he's waiting for that to open up so he can say to Tennessee and New England, unless you drive that price up more, I'm going over to play with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and them.
I don't even think it matters about the price. Like, even if the Patriots had, unlimited amount of money and could throw him like a crazy, unrealistic contract, we wouldn't even want to give DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think he would choose us over the Chiefs if it really came down to it. If the Chiefs could give him a decent deal, more than Buffalo, no pay cut, like kind of what the Patriots are expected to give him. If they could do that, then why wouldn't you pick the Chiefs? We talked about it last show, but it's kind of like a no-brainer. Like, I'm gonna get a lot of targets by default. I'll get plenty of touchdowns. I'll probably hit most of my incentives just by default. I mean, that jackass Juju had however many yards. It was a failure of a season, but he still did okay. And DeAndre Hopkins is 18 times the player that he is. He's looking at it. It's a slam dunk, a layup. I don't know how realistic it is. Like, I think he's probably waiting out in hopes. Like, the Chiefs are like the girl that he's like hoping will eventually break up with her boyfriend, say yes to him. I don't know if it'll happen. Maybe he's just hoping, and maybe it'll come down to the wire in training camp, and the Chiefs will be like, yeah, our original offer still stands, take it or leave it, and then he'll go with the Patriots by default. But I don't know. I think it's a no-brainer that he'd sign with Kansas City, but if there was something really in the works, I figured they would do it to try and get this done early, unless he's given a verbal agreement where he's like, hey, right before training camp, you guys are going to clear some space. I'll hold out on the Patriots and the Titans and sign with you guys. I don't know what the benefit is to wait.
So there is none at this point.
That's where I sit, because I agree. I think we're all on the same page. If Kansas City jumps in the ring with any sort of respectable offer, I mean, he's going to pick Kansas City. Like, as much as we're all, 2 out of the 3 of us are very much behind Mac Jones, and like just as much as we all are Patriots fans, if you're picking between the Patriots and Mac Jones and the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, and you're an older 31-year-old receiver, you want to win a Super Bowl, you're going to pick the Chiefs. Like, I think now, I think if Buffalo gets involved, I don't think it's a slam dunk at all. But I think that the Chiefs, they are a proven they can win any year. They're what the Patriots were when they could win pretty much any year. Not comparing skill, anything like that. It's just the fact that any year you could say the Chiefs might make the Super Bowl. You're like, oh yeah, that's true. But again, I just go back to, sure, he might be waiting. You know, you never know. I mean, he might be waiting for a contender, but it's bizarre to me. And I just checked too. So I didn't see anything that he has talked to the Chiefs. I saw that the Chiefs the rumor is that the Chiefs are hopeful to get a Chris Jones extension done, like you said, Al. So then they have room for Hopkins, but there's nothing really out there that there's been any actual, you know, tangible conversations. And Hopkins said as much, you know, weeks or over a month ago, or whatever, when he was talking about, you know, the stuff he heard on Twitter, where like the only two teams he really confirmed he spoke with at that time were Buffalo and New England. So Buffalo's out of here. It's New England and Tennessee, obviously. And the Chiefs are in the mix because they're the Chiefs. And if they have an extension, if they come in with an offer, they might be the ones. But I still just, until he gets a visit or until there's some sort of actual report that the Chiefs have reached, that like there's been contact between them, which I don't think we'll ever get it, because I don't think that's going to come even if there was contact or not. But I'm still in the camp that it's between New England and Tennessee. And because if Kansas City had gotten in the mix, like something would have leaked out. Some player, Hopkins would have tweeted something. A Kansas City Chiefs player would have tweeted the shh emoji or some shit like that. Yeah. Something would have happened. I think this is everything that has happened from when DeAndre Hopkins left New England after visiting Tennessee and the Pats. Everything that's happened has been just a smokescreen. There's been no news as far as I'm concerned. Like it came out with the Bills, where it's like the Bills are interested in it. No shit. Okay. But they haven't done anything. Like they haven't done, like the Chiefs are interested. Okay. Of course they are. But as far as we know, nothing has happened. If they're trying if they're trying to work an extension with Chris Jones, why is it taking so long? You know, like that's another thing. Like if you want to get Hopkins, like, you know, he's already visited these two teams. Andy Reid has respect for Belichick, so he wouldn't want to leave it up to chance that maybe Belichick, you know, uses his Jedi mind tricks and gets Hopkins over the year. So with Andy Reid knowing the cachet that Belichick has, why isn't the Chris Jones extension done? If they go up to Chris Jones and they say, hey, you know, we're trying to work something with you so we can get DeAndre Hopkins, why wouldn't he try to get something done quicker?
It's security for a defensive tackle, which is not a highly sought after position. Like, I don't think if Chris Jones became a free agent, he'd have offers for sure. I don't think teams would be kicking down the door to try and get him. I don't think he's the world beater that he's been in the past. And I'm sure he wants to stay with the team that he keeps winning for.
Yeah, he is still good. He's still a top 6 nose tackle. But again, what's that saying? Like, there's probably only 8, you know, really good nose tackles. And you could
probably get a guy who's very effective in the draft that you don't have to pay as much as you would Chris Jones. If he went to a new team, he'd probably demand a fairly ridiculous contract. Back to Al's betting point as a retired betting man. I don't know why the Titans would be so heavily favored in the first place. And obviously it's going down. They're smaller favorites now, almost minuscule favorites. But I don't know where Vegas knows all, you know, type
That's
deal.
What I wanted to bring up. I think I know why. It came out, what was it? A few days ago, that Tennessee has been more aggressive than New England in trying to get Hopkins. And that was really all they said. So if they kind of left things up, so it had nothing to do.
What does aggressive mean? Is it like Borat trying to kidnap Pamela Anderson aggressive, where they throw a bag over his head and drag him out
what are
of
they
a
doing?
Signing?
Like,
I don't
sending him more texts?
What is so aggressive? Exactly, because they haven't changed anything. Like, Tennessee isn't more appealing. They haven't signed any free agents. No. Their draft is still the same
nothing. They still don't have a good quarterback to play with. I think it just they offered a contract first, I guess. But the aggressive part, because it was reported by Mike Reese, who knows what he's talking about. The Mike Reese report, Al, we're talking about how Tennessee's odds might be higher because of that Mike Reese statement or a comment where he said that the Titans have been more aggressive, but there was nothing about contract details. It was strictly just the term aggressive. which I get. They sent a contract out first. They got him in first. They got him in. Dude, stop walking in the wires. Don't get cats. Don't get cats.
Used to have 3 of them.
Oh my God. I'm getting aggressive now. So they, and I think it's just, they have been more aggressive, I guess. But like you were saying, Liam, what does that mean?
Like you just peer pressuring the guy now? Like, hey, what do you think?
So I don't know. You know? I don't know. I would think that's the only reason, though, that Tennessee is probably more favored, because they're the only ones. Because I know it was like officially reported. Has it been like officially reported that the Patriots offered him a contract, or has it just been that he's mulling over the contracts?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think there's just been more word out there about the Titans. So that makes sense why they're a little bit more favored. But I think at the end of the day, it's a wash. We're not going to know what he's thinking until after everything happens. And then it kind of comes out, you know, that so-and-so's offer wasn't real, that he was texting with Chiefs players saying that he's waited, like, you know, shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, gotta say, DeAndre Hopkins knows how to keep shit under wraps. I haven't heard a fucking thing. He is not letting anything slip. More power to him. Make your own decision.
No, nothing. I'm looking right now, and I saw, you know, some people saying like, oh, if Belichick, you know, lets Hopkins go to, you know, Team X or whatever, this is a big black mark for him. And it just makes me think, do you think that Belichick can force someone to sign a contract? Like, if the guy doesn't want to be here or wants to be somewhere else, this is like the old salesman way of thinking, where it's like, you can sell anybody anything. Not if I just don't want to buy this, or if I just want something else.
Of course.
Hopkins might want to come here, but if a better situation opens up, which there are better situations, or more money, or like just a better situation in somewhat comparable money, like, I wouldn't expect Belichick to drain the savings to get him, but like, no. I think the contract is good enough right now to where it's holding Hopkins hostage in that sense. So I don't know what else Belichick could do. Like should he drive to his house and like and do the whole like speaker box thing out his window? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I think it's just a waiting game. It's just whatever Hopkins wants to do is what he's going to do. I think that right now, out of the two teams who we know he's visited with and he's interested in, the Patriots are the most attractive option. And it's just a waiting game. It's what everybody said. He's going to wait until training camp. So you got a couple more weeks. Like, I don't know. It's frustrating. Do you guys, I think I already asked, are you guys still in the camp that we kind of somewhat need Hopkins on there?
I don't know.
I think so.
Out of the pool.
Yeah, it's now. Let me tell you, Al, because you brought something up. If they don't get Hopkins, do you think they get Dalvin Cook, another name who there has been nothing about, other than when he turned down a visit, which everybody's speculating was the Miami? Yeah. Do you think that Dalvin Cook becomes the guy, and do you think that will pacify fans enough to where they'll be like, okay, we didn't get Hopkins, but you got Cook, you got the great 1-2 punch in the backfield in the league, and then, you know, above average receivers.
Yes, because I think then I think it opens things up more for the receivers, because then if you can, you know, some games rely on the run game more heavily with, you know, Stevenson and Cook, then it can open things up for, you know, Juju. It can open things up for Kendrick Bourne. It can open things up for, you know, the tight ends like Henry and Gesicki. You know, it can open things up for everybody. And that's the thing. And it can open up more options in the playbook and stuff too for Bill O'Brien. I mean, if you're, put it this way, if Hopkins ends up going somewhere else, I'm making the call to Dalvin Cook and being like, I know you wanted to play with Hopkins, but here's a nice contract we're going to give you. You can be a part of a game plan that's primarily focused on the run game and play action. Like, you will be a big time back for us, and you and Ramondre would be a solid 1-2 punch. And I think if you signed Cook, that could put you as the arguably the best running back duo in the NFL, if not, at least top 5.
I would say it's up there with I think that's Kareem and Chubb.
I think it would be better. I think it would be better than them. How about that?
Yeah, I would put them up there, assuming that Cook still has a fair amount left in the tank, which I think he does. Yeah, I'd put them up there. Now but I don't want this to sound like some sort of a Patriots honk type answer. I want Hopkins or Cook, one of the two. Both would be ideal. I told you, if we get both, it's Super Bowl. But I would like to have one of them. If you get none of them, I'm still happy with this offense going into the year. I'm not as happy, obviously, than if we had Hopkins. I'd be excited if we had Hopkins or Cook. I'm happy with the offense. Mac Jones progressing with Bill O'Brien. An upgrade across the board for offensive weapons that he has.
Make the sales pitch.
I still think it's going to be good.
One of the next great Patriots running backs in a long line of great Patriots running backs. You had Curtis
Corey
Martin,
Dillon. He can do the Corey Dillon thing.
Yep. LeGarrette Blount. And then, the greatest Patriots running back of all time, Lawrence Maroney. You had the chance to, splitting hairs there, but sure. He has an opportunity to be a part of something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think the fact that there hasn't been too much noise around Cook, I think that's a good thing. I think he probably is just kind of sitting back, looking at offers, and just whatever happens. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with DeAndre Hopkins. I think that there's 2 more weeks till training camp starts, the 28th, 29th, something like that.
No, earlier than that. I think it's the 24th.
Okay, yeah. So a couple of weeks. So, probably in 2 episodes at least we'll know what's going on with Hopkins. So who knows? We're getting to the point where when I say next week we might have news on Hopkins, we might actually know where he's going next week. So it's going to be a waiting game. Obviously we hope it's the Patriots. I don't know. I still think it's a 2-team race, but we'll see. Hopefully Kansas City doesn't get involved.
Yeah, I think it's slowly starting to become a 3-team race. Slowly.
Yeah.
Like snail's pace slowly.
Yeah, I think this is the gif. I don't know if you guys have seen it, of LeBron at the free throw line and he's getting ready to shoot and they're playing the Spurs and he sees Kawhi.
And he looks over at Kawhi.
He looks over and he goes, shit. I think that's kind of the Patriots right now. They're sitting there, they're ready to go, but they hear Andy Reid, they hear Patrick Mahomes in the distance. So hopefully you just get this done. Hopkins comes here and it's Super Bowl. Hopefully. Speaking of Super Bowl, the Super Bowl darling out of the AFC, a la the Broncos when they got Russell Wilson, and the Raiders when they got, I don't know, for some reason people thought the Raiders were going to go somewhere. The New York Jets, they're going to be on Hard Knocks this year. I think this is the perfect thing for them because Aaron Rodgers being there, New York, everybody, oh my God, they got Sauce Gardner, they got, what's his name, Garrett Wilson, all that. I don't even think the Jets make the playoffs. So I think this is great for the Jets. This makes sense. This is such a Jets thing where the focus right now isn't even really on the field. It's on all the other shit. We might touch on it. Sauce Gardner going back and forth with Asante Samuel. You have Sauce Gardner also had that weird magazine cover photo. You guys see that? That was weird as shit. Looked like he was licking sauce off his hands, but
I didn't see it, but weird. I don't want to see it now.
Yeah, no, you don't. But Hard Knocks, I don't even remember the last team that was on Hard Knocks that went far. I feel like it's always
the Lions.
The Lions.
I mean, they didn't go far, but they had a winning record.
That's what I see happening with the Jets, because I see the Jets are gonna be, strictly because of their talent, and Aaron Rodgers can still win games, and they are still good on defense. They're gonna be one of those fun teams that at the end of the year you're like, oh, how'd they go 9-8 though? You know what I mean? I think that's what it's going to be. They're going to be in a bunch of games, as everybody likes to say, kind of like the Celtics of years past, where it's it was a fun team. You had fun watching them every night. But at the end of the year, you were just they're not going to.
Those Avery Bradley led Celtics teams, you're like,
those are the ones.
This is entertaining, but we're not doing shit.
Yeah. Kemba Walker, when he was on there, I completely forgot Kemba Walker was a Celtic. But that's what I think. That's my thought about the Hard Knocks. I figured we touch on it because it's AFC. There's not really much Patriots news, but you guys have any engaging thoughts about Aaron Rodgers being on Hard Knocks?
You hear they didn't even want to do it, but they were forced to do it. They tried to opt out.
Oh, really? That's what happened?
Yeah, the NFL
not good.
is like, no, you have to do it. Yeah,
that's not good.
So no one actually wants to do it. Most people know it's kind of a distraction or a pain in the ass. But I'm gonna watch every fucking episode because I watched the Lions one, watched the midseason Cardinals one, watched last year's one. Now I got HBO Max for free, so jacking off somebody's account. I'm fired up. I'm gonna see. Yeah, God, you caught that. Hey. But I'm gonna watch it. It's certainly gonna be entertaining.
Get away. Not you, the cat. I'm being attacked right now. Yeah, Al, what do you think? It probably will be entertaining.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I don't know. I just
you took the reasons out of my mouth. I mean, you did. Like, seriously, you did. Like, it's New York, it's Aaron Rodgers. The Jets are supposedly a team that everyone's going to be looking out for this year.
I
mean,
I'm in.
It's perfect.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a whole episode.
Fuck yeah. I hope.
Like, I'm looking at some of these. I'm looking at the seasons of Hard Knocks and everything. And the last team that like actually might have done something, like you can look back at like the Chargers maybe actually not even the Chargers didn't do much in 2020. Like, I'm looking back, like a lot of these teams that don't even make the playoffs. Like, it's crazy. Maybe like the 0-1 Ravens were entertaining.
Yeah, well, the criteria literally is like you have to be a bad team. And it's like you had to have done bad the year before.
Tumultuous locker room. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, which I mean, that's the Jets. As much as that's Aaron Rodgers. That's what happened. You have Aaron Rodgers in New York, like that fan base. I think I told you guys, I don't know by week. I don't know if I picked a week, but I know I mentioned it. Week 6, 7, 8, something like that. He's going to get booed in New York. This year, multiple times, he will get booed. He was not good last year. The Jets right now feel like they're a team who they're on the cusp or something, which I feel like they felt like that the last couple of years, cute little Jets fans, but they're going to be upset. And instead of looking at like just their overall shitty team with their shitty culture and their soon to be shitty coaching, because it always happens, they're going to blame the big star quarterback that came over. And it's going to be the Jets and the Broncos battling it out for mediocrity in the AFC. That's what it's going to be. They're going to be fighting for that last playoff spot. The Broncos will somehow get in by the grace of God, by Russell Wilson. And then Aaron Rodgers will be like, oh, I'm going to take a trip to my cave and, smoke my ayahuasca and just, we'll see. And then he'll retire. I do not care about the Jets. I see them on talk shows and their name on there. And I just go blank.
Too much hype.
Like, I don't. Yeah. All hype, no substance. So, but with the AFC, Liam, you brought up a nice topic, which I didn't even think of this. I missed it because I don't get to watch fucking sports talk shows anymore, which is upsetting. But
I try and avoid it. But I saw
what was it? AFC quarterbacks or AFC?
Yeah, so they ranked the AFC starting quarterbacks. So 4 quarterbacks from least amount of pressure, that would be number 4, to most amount of pressure, and that would be number 1 for this upcoming season. Most amount of pressure to perform and whatnot. I thought, I don't even know the analyst who was giving his opinion. It was fucking terrible, though. I basically criticized it the whole way through. So I wanted to know you guys' take on it, because you guys are halfway intelligent, far more intelligent than whatever jackass they put on TV. So
this is the East, right? We're just talking about the AFC East.
Yep, just 4 quarterbacks.
All right, all right, we'll go around. Liam, since you started, do you want to go from least to most?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Okay. Under the least pressure, who would you say?
Under the least pressure, I would say this is a tough one for me.
Yeah, right.
Because of outside
I think it's easy. I think it's really easy.
Do you want to start? Who do you think?
Yeah, Al, you take it.
Tua has no pressure.
I was thinking that too. Yep.
Yeah. Because
just because of injuries.
Right. And first of all, he's been injury prone. So, I mean, we don't want to wish injuries on players, but, if he gets hurt, it's not like we're going to be surprised based on the injury history. And plus, Miami, he knows too that if he goes down, it's not like they have a great quarterback, like waiting as a backup. Like they know that they are like they know they're in trouble without him. And Miami, like, yeah, they're expected to go to the playoffs, but they're not like Super Bowl or bust. So I think it's easy. I think Tua has the least amount of pressure on him this year as far as AFC East quarterbacks are concerned.
Yeah, who is Miami's backup? I'm looking it up right now.
Is it Skylar Moore or something? Or
Skylar Thompson?
Thompson, yeah.
Sky Moore was the receiver.
No, it's Mike White, baby. They got Mike White. Yeah, they don't have to worry about it.
I agree.
But even so,
I agree though. It's Tua. I mean, because I think you have so many outs for him. It's like, the team mismanaged you last year, injuries, the whole just the team ruined the player. That whole chestnut. So, yeah, I think that's good.
I guess when you put it that way, I'd have to agree. I was stuck between him and somebody else, but yeah. Just because, like you said, if he gets hurt, everyone's like, yeah, we kind of saw this coming. And it's like, if he does well, then they're like, oh, he stayed healthy. We kind of saw this coming. Like, either way, even if he plays and they do bad, everyone's like, it's a tough division. He has an out either way.
Toughest division in football now, blah, blah. Yeah, no, I agree. So Tua, so the third toughest, I'm not doing with
second least.
Second least, I'm going Aaron Rodgers.
Least pressure.
Aaron Rodgers for him. He's already done his thing. He can come over. If he does poorly, it's it is still the Jets. Like, people thought that he was going to do well, come over here, but you can't get that Jet stink off you no matter who you are. So I think it's Aaron Rodgers has the second least amount of pressure.
See, I got Josh Allen here. The Madden curse, people are kind of expecting him to fail. He could literally go out there and throw double the interceptions as touchdowns, and people would still be like, oh, it's just a down year. The Bills will be back next year. Like, they've had such a run for the last 3 years. They've been so hyped up. People think so highly of them every year that even if it's a down year for him, even if he gets hurt because of the Madden curse, I think people will be able to find a way around it and have the Bills as contenders, Super Bowl favorites next year once again for absolutely no reason.
I see it.
I also have Josh Allen because, Buffalo's good. I mean, they're going up against like the Bengals, and the and the Chiefs and everything for like supremacy in the AFC. Yeah. Like they're going to be in there. They're going to be in the mix. Like they're in the same division. They're going to be in the mix somehow. But
all right, so Josh Allen, the second least. You guys.
Well, you can still have Aaron Rodgers. It's it's all up to interpretation.
Oh no, I'm keeping Aaron Rodgers there. You guys, I'm actually the more I think about it, I'm very secure in my ranking. Liam, you want to go next? The second most pressure. Who is the quarterback you would say has the second most pressure in the AFC East? Fuck. Words.
Oh, the pressure's on, baby. Here we go. Second most pressure.
Yep.
It's Mac Jones. In my eyes, I mean, I think a lot of people think he's the slam dunk, easy number one here, and I think it's number two. I obviously don't think as highly of Bailey Zappi as seems like most people in New England for some deluded reason. But even if Mac Jones doesn't do well this year, like, yes, the Patriots will probably look for a quarterback next year, but he'll still get an opportunity. He's still under contract. He'll still likely get a shot or at least be fighting another quarterback in camp next year. If he has another down year, yes, it taints his idea and his reputation. I don't think he would get benched for Bailey Zappi again, but if he did, people would see that Bailey Zappi is not the answer and isn't that great either. He played two of the worst defenses in the league last year and was only okay, and then he played a shitty Bears defense, which absolutely stomped him out, as well as Mac Jones. People got completely hyped up in that conspiracy theory that Bill benched Mac Jones. Apparently that was the goal the whole time. I don't understand it, but if that was the idea the whole time, I don't agree with it, but it was part of the plan. I don't buy it. Some conspiracy theory that they don't believe in Mac Jones. I have him as number two just because there's not really a lot of other options for the Patriots. So no matter what happens, he's going to be in the mix next year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just because I picked the same one, I'm going Mac Jones number two as well. I think there's a fair amount of pressure on him because he did have that one of the greatest rookie quarterback seasons in recent history, statistically. And then obviously the down year last year, and now especially if you get Hopkins. But even right now, as the team sits, I mean, you have, Bill O'Brien, he comes in with, the high hopes, the high expectations of what he's going to do with the offense. You get Juju, you get Gesicki, you have Ramondre Stevenson there still kicking ass. Like you have all, Devontae Parker, you just locked him up. You have Tyquan Thornton. People are expecting him to make a relatively big leap. I think there are definitely some warranted expectations there.
There's a reason he's in the top half of pressure on our list anyway.
And honestly, I think he's like that for the majority of the league. And that's actually good because people know he can be good. As much as everybody wants to talk shit about him and the Patriots, people know Mac Jones can be good. So it's like, this is the third year, we'll maybe give you a quick little mulligan for the second year because, you got hurt too. People forget that you got hurt. You didn't really have a realistic offensive coordinator calling plays, all that. This is the year. Mac Jones, second most pressure for me in the AFC East. Al, what do you say?
I don't agree. I think Aaron Rodgers has. I think
I love it.
I think Aaron Rodgers has the second most pressure because yes, Aaron Rodgers is on a quote up and coming team, but if he loses I don't want to say loses his job, but if he doesn't play well, the alternative is still better. Or I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my words here. Here's what I'm trying to say. Basically, if he loses his job, he gets injured, and Zach Wilson goes in. Like, people are going to be pining for Aaron Rodgers to come back in because he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. And yes, he's got some pressure on him to win the Super Bowl and everything else. So going into the hardest, I'm just going to kind of just go right into it because obviously you guys think a little different. So I think Mac Jones has the most pressure out of any quarterback in the AFC East. And I know we joke that I don't love Mac Jones, but I love Mac Jones and I want Mac Jones to succeed here. But the thing is, he has the most pressure on him because this is his future at stake in year 3.
Yes.
Because we've talked about it so many times.
Is.
If he succeeds, then you're setting yourself up for the next probably 4 or 5 years at least with Mac Jones as the Patriots quarterback. And that's who you're rolling with. But if you don't, and if he has a bad year in year 3 with an upgraded OC, somewhat of an upgraded offensive unit around him, hopefully the O-line figures their shit out. But if he doesn't, then you have a tough decision to make, and that could be the end of Mac Jones' career in New England. I don't want that to be the case, but it is unfortunately in the realm of possibilities. So that's why I got Mac Jones as having the most pressure on him throughout all the AFC East quarterbacks.
See, I said Aaron Rodgers just because I'm thinking like grand scheme for his legacy. Like Mac Jones could very well go to another team and have success. Like if we're talking about with your current team and like the most pressure, yes, there's a chance that the Patriots would want to replace him, but I don't think they'd even trade him after if he had a bad season. I don't think at the end of this upcoming season they'd trade him if he did a bad one. They'd probably keep him on the roster and get another quarterback and he'd fight it out.
Might as well.
I really do, especially if he has a bad season, he won't have a whole lot of trade value. You probably won't be able to get the most of him anyway. You might as well carry an experienced quarterback who you like to think can run the system. For Aaron Rodgers, it's like he finally looked human, finally looked like a normal quarterback last season, where Mike pointed out, Mike thinks he sucked last season. I don't think he sucked, but he certainly wasn't the Aaron Rodgers that I've seen almost throw 50 touchdowns with like 2 picks the last 8 years. Now, instant Super Bowl contenders. He goes to the Jets. Doesn't matter how shitty they've always been or how shitty they could be this year. When they get Aaron Rodgers, they're instantly Super Bowl contenders. And Mike's talking like they might not even make the playoffs. I think there's a chance they don't make the playoffs. If they do that, then Aaron Rodgers is doing the same thing Brett Favre did when he went to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers' legacy is at stake. The dude desperately needs to win another Super Bowl because he hasn't had one since 2011. So I think grand scheme, and that's why I say Aaron Rodgers, because this is the end of his career. It's supposed to be his swan song. He's supposed to revive a shitty franchise. And if you can't do that, that's going to be a terrible look for one of the all-time great quarterbacks in this game.
I think the fact he's either going to go Brett Favre to New York route or Tom Brady to Tampa route. I think Tom Brady's success in Tampa that's why I can understand you saying Aaron Rodgers has the most pressure, because we just saw Tom Brady do. Tom Brady went to a team where everybody was saying that, they were pretty much a quarterback away. They had a good defense. They had good receivers, but it was like, you need a quarterback. Everybody likes Jameis Winston. I like him. Everybody crazy, pregame shit. He's awesome. He's one of the most likable guy in the leagues. But yeah, no, eating the W. But like, you needed that quarterback that was going to get you over the edge. Tom Brady goes there, wins it, and he's the guy. Now people are looking at Aaron Rodgers, and it's like, okay, you're going to a team similar, very, very similar to how Tampa was. I don't know if they have a Mike Evans, but still, good offense, pretty damn good defense, solid coaching right now, good running backs for the most, like just everything's good. So it's like, you're going there, like, are you people are saying you're better than Tom Brady. Are you gonna go do what he did down in Tampa?
You're gonna expect the same thing.
Yeah. So I agree. That's a good one, but I don't agree. I understand it. My number one, I think Josh Allen has the most pressure this year.
Ooh, juicy.
And there's a reason. This is not
Allen roast.
This is not this is not my version of Liam's. The Bills aren't going to be competitive this year takes. Josh Allen, that team, as much as you don't like them, they are on the cusp. They are right there. Their window is still open, but it's creaking. The wind's blowing. The window's starting to shut a little bit. It's not quite staying in place. How much longer? You have a disgruntled Stephon Diggs. As much as people are like, oh, whatever, disgruntled wide receiver. Josh Allen is putting more miles on his body. He's already talking about how he has to play differently. Their offensive coordinator is taking a year off of football. Like,
I didn't know that.
What? Yeah.
Or the offensive or defensive coordinator?
Defensive coordinator.
Leslie Frazier,
coordinator's gone though. Their offensive coordinator is gone though. That they had last year.
What Joe Burrow did, so I would take a fucking year off too.
So like, you were up with 13 seconds left. Mahomes beats you, and now with Burrow coming up, the Bills are kind of on the verge of not being the AFC darling anymore. You got Joey Cool, and he's cool as shit over in Cincinnati. Mahomes is still there. God forbid Mac Jones and the Patriots pull their heads out of their ass, and the media wants to like Mac Jones. They will. They just got to give him a reason to. I think Josh Allen had, and I think it's pretty clear, he has the most. Like, he's a talented guy. The team is Super Bowl ready. If you do not, I don't want to say Super Bowl or bust, but I guess if you don't make it to where it looks like you're about to win the AFC Championship game, I don't know what else you can do. You can't stack the team anymore.
It is Super Bowl or bust. I would say it's Super Bowl or bust.
So that's what I'm saying.
The last 3 years, the last 2 years have been looked at as a failure. Especially last year when they weren't even close. And then the Chiefs one, you're like, all right, well, what are we supposed to do? Our defense gave it up. It's like, well, it's still your team.
There's always excuses. Always excuses. You keep getting your backs blown out in the playoffs, by teams that, are that can field like a competitive team. Josh Allen, he needs to do it. If he's going to be the guy, he needs to be the one who is going to bring this team to the promised land. If it does not happen this year, I'm not saying it'll never happen. But this,
I'll say it'll never happen.
Buffalo is waiting. The media is waiting. Everybody wants to blow their load over you guys, over Buffalo finally making it to the Super Bowl and winning 4 years straight without winning, when they went in. Now they're going to go. Josh Allen, he's fun to play. He runs like a linebacker, all that. What happens if this year doesn't happen? Then next year takes a couple dings, takes a couple bad hits, and then, his career isn't quite the same. And then I was just going to say, and then you got the Madden curse. That's more pressure. I think it's clear in a way, just like we all knew that Tua, once you kind of thought about it for a second, Tua has the least pressure in the AFC East because he's got all these caveats, all these asterisks. I think Josh Allen, pretty clear, buddy, you got to go out there and win it. You got to take down Mahomes. You got to take down Joe Burrow. You got to do it. Buffalo wants to be the guys, the big bullies, the big brothers. Fucking do it. Or just shut the fuck up, sit down, and just go away. So,
best of 5.
I don't know, but I still don't think the Jets are making the playoffs. I don't think at all. I don't think at all. But we don't have much. Jack Jones posted for the first time. I guess we'll give thoughts. He says something about loyalty or some shit like that, right? That was the picture, Al. something like that.
Yeah.
It was some sort of something like that. Loyalty is priceless, some shit. I don't know. I think that might be a good thing. The Patriots haven't gotten rid of him yet, so maybe they are being loyal to him. I don't know if he is. I don't know what's going on, obviously, like behind the curtain. But I think the fact that he isn't off the team immediately, I think that bodes well. What do you guys think? I mean, not really the fact that he posted, but I guess just overall on the Jack Jones kind of situation.
I think they're waiting for the August 18th trial. Like the trial hearing on the 18th. I think they're waiting to see what happens with that. I think they're waiting to see essentially what the verdict is going to be in the case. Because don't forget, this guy's facing serious jail time if he's convicted for this.
2 loaded guns, right? They were loaded, weren't they?
Yeah. This isn't the longest yard where you can, play in a league, or what's the movie with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Exhibit, Gridiron Gang?
Gridiron Gang. Yeah. Gridiron classic.
Yeah. So it's not like that, and if this guy is convicted, which I mean, I think the proof's kind of in the pudding right there.
I don't know what his defense is.
I don't know either.
I forgot.
Like this, if this lawyer gets him like clear of everything, then he better like buy her a car or buy her a new house with the money he's still going to be making playing professional football.
He's going to be paying that broad. Ooh wee.
I mean, he's got cashing in. If he somehow, he's got to pay everyone involved if he somehow gets off on this. God, so many sexual innuendo jokes. But I don't see how. Like, dude, I don't know. They must know something that we don't know. I just
we'll see.
It doesn't make sense. If he is gone, and I think we asked again, I'll ask just to kind of solidify the question. Are you guys worried about the defense? Like actually worried, not kind of like, oh, that kind of sucks. But like, are you guys worried about the defense that Jack Jones isn't here?
No. So Bill Belichick run defense. Come on.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. No, me neither.
And because O'Brien's taking over the offense pretty much, Belichick can focus on the defense and focus on the special teams, his forte.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think the pieces are in place. You got Joe Judge finally just chilling with the special teams. Great. You got Belichick freed up some time to go on the defense with his son, and Gerard Mayo still around as well. People forget that, I think, just because Mayo's kind of moved up a little bit. And then Bill O'Brien's taken over the offense. So I think we'll kind of, unless you guys had anything else pressing you wanted to say, I think we're all still very optimistic about this team going into this year. Please, for the love of God, just for all of our sanity, make up your goddamn mind, Hopkins. Just I don't even care. Just pick a team. Just put the logos on a wall, throw a dart, pick a team. Just do something. Like I can't handle this anymore, because we're talking about shit, we're debating shit that like we don't even know. It's all like thoughts. Who knows? Maybe if he wants this team, does he want? Is he waiting out? I don't know. Does he not check his phone? Did someone text it? Did someone from another team text him? He missed the text, and that's why he hasn't signed. I don't know what's going on. But dude, just please sign. Please sign. Do you guys have anything else to say before we leave?
DeAndre Hopkins, you are a Kansas City Chief.
Oh God! So honestly, at this point, dude, I don't give a shit. Just
sign. Sign somewhere.
Just sign. So I can move on, and we can actually start to like somewhat break down and look at the offense how it is, and be like, okay, these are the receivers, these are the tight ends, this is what we need. I'm sick of, we're sitting there talking about the offense with offense A and offense B, with or without Hopkins. Just pick your shit, do what you got to do. That's it.
I'm gonna pivot. Sign Dalvin Cook.
Ooh,
good.
Jumped off the boat.
Reverse psychology. Don't sign Hopkins.
Sign Dalvin Cook.
There we go. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Liam, you have anything to say before we go? Nothing. Exactly. No. We all got errands to run, so we're gonna go. So for Liam, Al, I'm Mike. Sign Dalvin Cook. Please sign Dalvin Cook. Please.
Sign Dalvin Cook.
Bring back Sweet.
Still Sweet Feet. Bring